Welcome back. It is a beautiful day today, absolutely gorgeous, and there's one of my children down there at my racetrack. So a couple people showed some interest in the RC riding mower, and it's a work in progress. I'm not done with it by any stretch, but I got a new riding mower this past fall or spring, whichever it was, and so I thought, well, I'm going to take my old one and sell it. But I thought, I bring my RC boats, which are fairly large, down to the water with the riding mower, and it's kind of a bitch to do, and I carry a little trailer that has all my tools and stuff in it. So I thought, why don't we just make one that's RC, like a tractor? So I took apart my tractor, and this particular one, this, like I said, it's a work in progress. This is not done by any stretch of the imagination. I'm running a 3S LiPo to run the controls right now. I'm not running 12 volt DC. I 3D printed this little mount right here for the ESCs, the receiver, things like that. Running DC actuators right there for steering. Still need to paint this yet, but I welded this up and modified it to that. And then using a DC actuator as well, which is basically a ball screw drive for the shifting. So we do have, I did this today, and I'll neaten all this stuff up so it doesn't look so fucking redneck. But, reverse, neutral, all the way through fifth gear. I have not done my mower engage yet, because I do plan on mowing with this. The eventual plan is to bring the boats and stuff down to the lake. I'll probably take the seat off, put a boat rack on there. And it works well. It goes up the hill. I've talked to a lot of my friends about the hill that we have here, and I don't know if this camera does it justice, but it's a very, very steep hill. And it's an adventure and fear when you mow this thing. So it's for mowing and for tractoring. But eventually, we'll probably put a Pixhawk flight controller on it and put it in rover mode and program it by waypoints to mow my lawn, because my lawn's relatively large. It's about an acre. That's my cousin's farm behind the house, and then you've got, this is all my backyard, and then my front yard obviously goes past the kayak all the way down to where my child is, actually a little bit past, all the way to that pier basically. So it's a fairly large amount. So right now, these are preliminary tests. I'm just running a 3-channel radio, pistol grip. Eventually it'll probably end up on a Tyrannus when it has the Pixhawk unit in it. We'll end up putting the other actuator up here for the mower drive. It's just kind of fun to do, and everything seems to be fairly good. The only thing I don't like right now, the only brushed DC ESCs I could find were 3S. I can't find 5S, or 4S, I'm sorry. The steering's too slow. To really make it efficient, the steering is a little slow. Actually, the whole thing is a little bit slow as far as the shifting and everything else. But, what I'd really like to do is take these brush motors off and put brushless on, and then we would see a whole different machine. So, but right now, again, never made a radio control lawnmower before, so yeah, it's working out so far so good. Very steep hill, it's about 50-degree incline. So yeah, this is all preliminary testing. Chances are good the bitch will end up in the lake by the end of the summer, but let's go ahead and fire it up. I have not done electric start yet on it. Okay. Now the steering has a 300-pound strength on it. So you can literally ride this thing, it'll be fine. So we'll go in reverse, trigger. See the stick shift moving? Okay. So I just did the transmission today. And one of the goals here also, hang on. I'm going to show you a catastrophic failure. This is something JJ forgot to do. I forgot to put the fucking cotter pin in, and the servo just went shit. So we're going to fix that real quick. Whoops. Told you I just did it today. There we go. And we'll go ahead and put that cotter back in. See it right here? We'll be right back. A minute later. We're going to fire it back up, and hopefully I don't look like an idiot this time, more than normal. So we're going to start it up. Watch the gear shift. Okay? Now the steering's pretty slow. We're going to slow it down because we're going to go down the big hill here. We'll slow it down. First gear, well, now we can go reverse. And obviously it turns. But everything's too slow. We're running at 3S. 4S would be about perfect for a mower. You could mow this lawn fairly well with a 3S, but when you start getting those tight radiuses, it ain't gonna happen. It's not fast enough on the turning. So, like I said, eventually we'll go GPS on this. We'll probably have a Tyrannus on it. We'll speed up a little bit here. Whatever. Pretty good grade. We're gonna go ahead and turn. Now, on camera, I've videoed my hill before. It doesn't look as steep as it is. It's horribly steep. I weigh 220 pounds, and I have to hang off the side of the mower to get it to not tip over and kill everybody. Okay, we're gonna speed it up. Go to 5th. There we go. Bring it down around the fire pit. Oh! Aha, see? That's why the slow. See, now look at that. Almost went in the lake. Why? Because there it goes. It's really wet. It rained this morning. That's why everything needs to be faster. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. It needs to be faster. The reaction time is terrible. It's very, 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 very gradual. It, like I said, probably works for mowing. Fine. But at the end of the day, I want something that goes faster. So I don't know if I can find, this is 14 millimeters a second on the travel. I really want to find something better. And I have found ones that are faster, but they don't have the torque. That's the problem. So we're gonna go up this really steep bit right here. We're in about second, looks like second gear. My yard needs a lot of attention. It needs mowed too. So, fairly steep. Wet grass, but it's better than going up with my fat ass on it, right? There we go. Now, let's see if it'll stop on the hill. No brakes at this point, because nothing's fast enough to do it. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to reverse it. Yep. I'm pretty sure just by increasing my voltage, I can get the speed out that I want. I don't think I necessarily need to. But I tried plugging a 4S into these ESCs, and they did not like it. They wouldn't even start up. So they're $40 ESCs off Amazon. I'm not going to complain. You know, they're working fairly well. So right now, no safeties. Let's go a little faster. So if we get to the point where we put Pixhawk in it and make it GPS, because my cousins mow my whole lake on the other side, I'm gonna have to put some safeties on it. I'm gonna have to put some sonar on the front and things like that. Now, if you want to mow slow, the other thing we're gonna do here too, I know I've been rambling, we're gonna put FPV on it for now until I get the Pixhawk on there, so I can sit on my deck up there and wear my goggles and just mow. It's a lot more fun having a whine or whatever, roto twister, and mowing through goggles than mowing in real life, especially when it's 90 degrees out. So yeah, let's go straight up. Give it some gas, which actually lower gear climbs better, but without my fat ass on there, it does really good. Arrgh. So what happens when JJ gets bored? The weather's been really shitty lately, and it's just been not good boat weather. So I've been working a lot. I work from home, as a lot of you know, and I just needed something to do. So I thought, well, you know, let's slow it down. Thought, well, let's just make a radio-controlled riding mower. Why not? So I'm happy with the throttle. The throttle doesn't necessarily need to go faster. The throttle's okay. It's the steering. The steering I really want to go faster. But all in all, let's go a little faster here. 5th gear. I'll bet you this bitch ends up in that lake before the end of the year. This is my boat radio, so I know the range. Has a fairly decent range. It's actually a cheap radio. Look at these fruit flies. You guys see this shit? So we're just going to do a full turn. I like it. It's fun, you know. I have a different riding mower. I have a nicer one that I use for mowing that I got this spring. So I thought, well, what the hell? I was just going to sell this, but it's a great little mower. It's like, yeah, might as well have some fun with it. And the end result, minus the mower cost, obviously, I did the whole thing so far. I did buy a third setup for the mower engage or the deck engage. And if you wanted to, you could do the raise and lower the deck easily, very easily. So far, all in. Radio, actuators, just miscellaneous bullshit that you always need, washers, nuts, and bolts. I think about $280 to do this. I mean, it's kind of fun. If I were to build a radio-controlled lawnmower for real, like it was my purpose in life, like this is more of a, I'm going to turn into a little robot thing. I would actually I would use a self-propelled mower, like one of those push mowers that's self-propelled. I'd buy one of those, and I would weld up some rear steering for it, because usually self-propelleds are in the front. And that's what I would use for a drone mower. I would not use a full-blown riding mower. Little over the top, but, you know, it's me. It seems to work fairly well. I've been driving it for about an hour now. Because the worst thing it can do is go in my cousin's field, or it can go in the lake. Or hit my house, but that's not going to be too bad. Look at that. Now, with my fat ass on there, it would not go up the hill in 5th gear very well. See? So what I ended up doing, I bought 3 very big 12-inch throw linear actuators, which are 300 pounds each, like 1,000 Newton meters, something like that. Yeah, you can literally sit on that mower and still do it RC. It'll be totally fine. I sat on it with my fat ass on there, drove around, you know, with a 250 pound mower with my big ass, and it still turned and still accelerated just fine. So those things got some beef. So I'm in my cousin's field right now. It's getting beat to death, but we're testing my welding. I had to weld brackets and make some modifications and things, but you don't necessarily have to. You could probably bolt things on. But I'm a robotic welding engineer, so you know what? Might as well. There we go. Very cool. I like it a lot. It's got a long way to go. We need to put the deck engage this fall. I will probably build a plow for the front so I can do RC snow plowing of my 60-foot driveway there, because that really sucked this year. And put some Pix Hawk on it. We'll put some FPV on it. Maybe drive it around the lake. This thing will go on a tank of gas at this speed, which is about full speed. It'll go 3.5 hours. You know, it's a typical lawnmower. I don't even remember what the damn horsepower is. Let's see. Don't remember. 12.5. So it's a little baby mower. My new one's like 22 or something like that. So anyway, little 3S battery. It lasts quite a while. It's one of the reasons I'm running it a long time. I just want to see what and I'll probably move the radio system and all that crap over there. So if you guys have any questions, give me a call. Sorry, shoot me a message. It's fun. So talk to you later, kids. Keep the dry side up. Bye.